What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the North Shore 9 Postgame Show powered by Primanti Brothers. I'm Jim. With me is Tyler. Tyler, how you doing this Saturday afternoon?
Better now. Hey, that's 2 in a row, man. Going playoffs.
Are the
Bucks playoffs?
Are we back?
Wild card, here we come.
Yeah, that's 2 wins in a row. Pirates beat the Mariners 7-2 today. This was just a good old-fashioned fun baseball game to watch. Like, the Pirates were just the better team clearly throughout the entire game. Yeah, the win means two-game winning streak. It also means second day in a row we get to give away sandwiches. So you guys know the drill. Hashtag raise it. Put it in the comments to put your name in for a drawing for 2 free Primanti Brother sandwiches. We'll do that at the end of the show, but just like Abraham here or Mark here, hashtag raise it, get those comments in. And yeah, who knows? Maybe you'll get free Primantis here soon. So
yeah, we don't know how many more times we get to give these out, and we went a while without doing so. So it's nice to get back to doing that. I almost forgot how to do it.
Like, literally, I actually just had to go and do it because I forgot. Because I was like, we haven't done this in so long. I just did it last night, but yeah, how about that? Great win. Before we get into it, let me go ahead and just do a quick read here. BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football, from the preseason NFL to college kicking off. BetOnline is every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. Think you know your stuff? Get in on our winner-take-all $300,000 NFL Survivor pool for the upcoming season. When the game is over, head on over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker, or unwind with one of our over 150 slot games. Head to the website today and use promo code BELIEVE and get in on the action. Bet online, the game starts here. So, again, Pirates 7-2 winners over the Mariners. They clinched the 3-game series over the weekend. Bailey Falter starting today. I don't know if we want to go ahead and just start with him. He's looked a little off lately. I thought today, though, he gave up a lot of hits, but they were mostly singles. Only gave up 1 extra base hit. Didn't walk anybody. He struck out 8 over 5 2/3, giving up just 2 runs. You take this start from Bailey Falter every time out.
Yeah, no question about it. It was the best he's probably looked in a while. And he did kind of get screwed a couple times with weather stuff, and he never really got to put together a full start, even when he did look good, because he did look good a few other outings as well. But this was probably the best start we've seen from him in a while. I thought the fastball command was really good today, and that's what it comes down to with him. If he's up in the zone and able to locate at the top of the zone, he's tough to hit because of the extension that everybody talks about. When he's down in the zone, he's going to struggle. He's very hittable. Today, I thought he was up in the zone, located well. You mentioned the hits that he gave up, but it was a lot of weak contact against him. Even I think it was the first run that the Mariners scored. It was a good pitch and on the hands to, I think it was Robles. I can't remember, but it was up and in, and he just fought it off. Like, I thought he looked really good today.
Yeah, you mentioned just like the command of the pitches. The slider in particular, Wireless Grapes here said it looked great. And yeah, like that's normally not his strength. He had 9 swings and misses on his slider today. He was locating it really, really well. It's a 45% whiff rate that he had on that pitch. Fastball, just weak contact all around. Average exit velocity off Bailey Falter today, 85.8. At one point, he gave up 5 hits in the first 2 innings, but I think only one of those balls were hit more than like 85 miles per hour. So he limited hard contact. And when you keep people from hitting the ball hard and you don't walk people, and you can locate your pitches and strike people out at, when you need to, which is what he was able to do today, like you're going to have a successful outing. So like it was a really good start from Falter. It was different from I feel like most Falter starts that we see, in that like he had the strikeout pitch working. And yeah, he wasn't getting hit hard. Whereas usually it's like the opposite. Like he usually does get hit pretty hard, but like he kind of lets his fielders do their thing. But today, yeah, he looked really good out there.
I will say just one more. If there's a time for Bailey Falter to look good, it's against the Seattle Mariners. The way that they approach, just their approaches at the plate, very, very patient. They take a ton of pitches. So when Bailey Falter does make a mistake pitch, typically the Mariners are taking it anyhow and into a lot of 2-strike counts. Whereas maybe against the Paul Skeens, like we saw, it's going to be a little bit different because he's a young pitcher that, he relies on his stuff being so good. And when they're not swinging at it, it doesn't matter how good your stuff is. So you start to see the walks come into play. Falter was able to just fill up his zone. And if it was a mistake pitch, they weren't swinging at it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that was exactly who he was getting ahead of counts. He was getting ahead in counts. Seattle was being pretty aggressive. They weren't letting him throw a lot of pitches, like 92 pitches in 5 2/3. A lot of that just had to do with all the base runners and strikeouts that he had. But, yeah, I felt like he was pretty much in charge the entire game. And it really just came down to he didn't give up extra base hits. Luis Castillo did. Like that was the difference in today's game. Castillo, kind of same thing. He gave up less hits than Falter, but just when he did, they were over the fence. The Pirates at one point had 2 hits and 3 runs in this game. Because both of those 2 hits were balls hit over the fence. So we'll get into the offensive side of things too. But yeah, just really, really strong start from Falter. And it was good to see just because I said he was coming off. I mean, you just kind of look at his last couple of starts there. He gave up 4 runs in 4 innings against the Dodgers. And then he gave up, he actually came in and he only went 2 innings. What happened in that Padres game?
I think that was the one we had the rain delay. Like the 4-hour rain delay.
That's what it was. So yeah, it kind of been a while since we saw him really have a good start. July 30th, really his last decent outing. So yeah, good to see him get back on track there. ERA on the season down to 4.02, which, if you would have told me coming into the year in spring training when he was giving up nukes to AA hitters in the 7th inning of games, that we'd be sitting on August 17th with Bailey Falter with a 4.02 ERA, I would have said, you are high, is what I would have said first. I would have said, what kind of drugs are you taking? But yeah, we'll take that all day.
Absolutely. I mean, and he's out, like his FIP's kind of in line with where it is, but his expected ERA is ballooned up quite a bit. So anything you can get out of him at this point, you have to take it. And I mean, it's a little encouraging going into next year.
Yeah. 100%. So I mean, let's get into the game and kind of how it went. Pirates jumped out again, scoreless first inning for Falter. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, who Doug and I talked about him quite a bit last night. Give me 9 of these guys. If you just let me put out a lineup of all Isaiah Kiner-Falefas, and I'll go out there and win a division with that team. I love what he brings. He went 3 hits today, but he leads off the first inning with a solo homer, gets the Pirates on the board. That's his first home run since coming over. And yeah, just kind of set the tone for that top of the order the entire day. I can't say enough good things about this guy since he's come over. Like the numbers don't stick out to you anything special, but the dude's just a ball player.
You said it right there. The guy's a baseball player on a team that doesn't really have many baseball players. There's talent around the diamond. There's guys that could be good, but IKF, nothing jumps out at you about why he is an effective major leaguer. He just does every little thing well. And like you said, you'll take 9 of those guys because he does seem like a guy. He can play any position. He does the fundamental stuff well. He's a bit of a
what was that first? Was
first
that
inning?
In the first inning? Yeah.
Right off the bat, he set the tone of this entire game himself. We just kind of glossed over that. I think it was Robles going the 3rd on a ball that was hit to short, and IKF makes the correct play, gets the out, and then leads off the bottom half of the inning with a home run. Like, he set the tone today, plain and simple.
Yep. Yeah, he did a great job. Andrew McCutchen hit the IL prior to today's game. Alika Williams getting called up. So you're now rolling with Kiner Falefa in the leadoff spot, and yeah, he couldn't have done a better job there today at all. So yeah, he gets the Pirates out in front 1-0. The Mariners do tie it up in the second on that Victor Robles single that you were talking about before, kind of a jam shot. Again, Falter was getting blooped to death those first couple of innings, and that was one of them. But again, he was able to limit the damage to just that one run, and then 1-1, 1-1, 1-1, go back and forth, a few scoreless innings here and there. We get to the bottom of the fourth. O'Neal Cruz leads off the inning with a walk, and then steals second, which, first off, O'Neal Cruz, I feel like the stolen base is back for Cruz. He started off the year, and it may have been in the ankle thing, the injury, like kind of coming back into full swing of things after the injury. He didn't really steal a ton of bases the first half of the year. I think he's now at 7 since the All-Star break. And in his July, August, he's really pumped up the stolen bases. Today was his 13th stolen base in 14 attempts. Like, he's gotten pretty good at it.
Yeah, and he also did it when I don't think anyone expected him to run, considering he's DHing today because he had a leg injury.
Yeah.
So naturally, he steals a bag. That was an inning that I unfortunately had to miss because Sportsnet Pittsburgh decided that all their cable users could not watch the game for 2 innings.
That's true. Sportsnet Pittsburgh was having a lot of issues today. Not only did their game freeze for an inning or two, but then after that they were having technical issues. I don't think they went to a commercial break the rest of the game.
I don't think they did either.
They stayed through the inning breaks and just they were showing pierogi races.
Yeah,
I don't know what it was. Technical issues. Advertisers probably a little upset. The 2 or 3 people who were advertising on Pirates games.
There goes getting the bullpen arm next year.
Right. Well, hey, the Red Sox are probably upset. Red Sox lose out on revenue when the Pirates broadcast doesn't have commercials. But while everyone's feed was broken, Cruz walks, steals second, and then Rowdy Tellez, who again he's just been having a solid second half of the year, turning on from June on. He hits his 10th homer of the year, 2-run bomb, puts the Pirates up ahead 3-1, and they never looked back like that. They grabbed the lead there in the fourth, and they hung on to it the rest of the game. But let's talk about Rowdy. He had a good game today. He had that 2-run homer, and then he did technically have a double, which I could see that getting changed down the road at some point. But he hits a double, an RBI double that scored. I think it was Joey Bart. It scored. Scored Joey Bart in the 7th. This double, Tyler, had an expected batting average according to Statcast of 0.
That's the one that Rosarina just completely missed. I don't have another way to say it. He just missed it.
The Pirates have shown us some pretty dreadful outfield defense over the last year, but the Mariners outfield defense, my God, it was awful. Luke Raley pulled a Bryan De La Cruz out in right field.
Yep.
On against Bryan De La Cruz. Yep. He goes to his left, he scoops the ball up, and then it just flies up in the air 10 feet, lands 5 feet away from him. That was able to make sure a run scored, and then De La Cruz got the second, and then that Rowdy double, that costing them a run. Yeah, rough defense for the Mariners today. But the Pirates were able to take advantage of the mistakes. It's weird because I think the Pirates and the Mariners have kind of been compared a lot, recently because of their lack of hitting ability. But these two teams are very similar. It seems like it was like watching them play themselves. Yeah. Like these two teams were playing each other. The Pirates have just happened to basically have a little bit better pitching, is what it's come down to over the last 2 games.
Yeah, and the Pirates did play a clean game today defensively. I thought they played one of probably their cleanest game in a couple weeks. It was probably the best game they've played. Defensively, they did things that they haven't done over the last couple of weeks. G1 actually made a couple nice plays in the outfield. We talked about the play IKF made in the first inning. They played a good game today. It's about damn time.
It was good baseball. Like I mentioned when we first started, it was just a well played game. So Rowdy again, good game. Bryan De La Cruz added an RBI single. We talked about that. The misplay by Rayleigh. Even Jared Triolo, getting in on things, which he walked, he homered, his fifth homer of the year. The rest of the bottom of the order didn't do much. Hayes, Taylor, Bay combined to go over 12. But you got to give it De La Cruz and Triolo at least showed some signs of life today.
They hit a baseball. Each of them hit a baseball.
They each hit baseballs.
I mean,
that's baseballs.
That's more than they have done in a very long time. And the frustrating part about both of them is that you can see that both of them should be able to hit the ball over the wall a lot more often. Triolo's fit. Like, we know what De La Cruz is, but Triolo, he's frustrating just because how big he is and how far he can hit it every now and then he just hits little dribblers everywhere.
Yeah, that's a good point, because I feel like when Triolo does homer, he gets a hold of the ball. Like, that was a shot today. I mean, he hit it in the left center field in PNC Park. That's not an easy place to hit homers. And I feel like when he does homer, it's into PNC Park's left center field. Why, like, just do that more often, man. Like, hit the ball hard, hit the ball far. Like, he's shown that he's capable of doing it. It's just being able to be more consistent, because here's the thing with Triolo, like, he's so versatile and good defensively. Like, dude, you just got to hit a little bit. You just got to hit a little bit.
Yeah, just sell out for that power every now and then. We know you got it. I don't know if he has the bat speed to consistently do it, because he is a little bit slow. Which, another weird thing about Jared Triolo, how slow he is, but how nimble he is at the same time. He's just a weird character, man. I don't understand him.
It actually, yeah, because like he'll do things where you're like, why are you so slow, Jared Triolo? But then you look up his sprint speed, and I think it's like 80-something percentile. He's an 86 percentile sprint speed. So yeah, he's just a confusing guy. I wish he could just show a little more consistency at the plate, because again, the defensive profile is so enticing, and he has the capability of being a really valuable player, like he was last year, right? Last year you saw him hit the ball, and now that was just, he must have made some crazy sacrifice to the BABIP gods in order for that to happen. But if he can just, again, it's just going back to, if you can be below average, you're a useful ball player. He just hasn't been able to do that this season, which has led us to where we are. But when he is hitting the ball even just a little bit, he's a good ball player. He can do it.
Yeah, he's very valuable to have if he could just hit a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at a comparison like IKF, right?
Yeah,
like IKF is valuable because he can hit a little bit, and then he can play really well defensively in multiple positions. That should be Trio. Like, that should be like who Triolo is striving to be. Let me hit a little bit and be really good defensively in a lot of positions. And like, he can carve out himself a pretty decent career, but he's got to be able to hit a little bit.
Yep.
On the flip side, I mean, Triolo's slugging percentage is now extremely close to Brian Hayes. He's 2 points behind Hayes for OBP. He's 5 points behind Hayes for slugging. I was curious today to see just how bad of a season Brian Hayes was having historically. You've got to go back to 1992 to find somebody with a slugging percentage as low as Brian Hayes as a Pittsburgh Pirate.
Yeah,
that's how bad it's been.
I mean, he didn't help it at all today either. I don't know if he hit a ball like that went further than 10 feet.
No, every ball he hit went straight into the ground, pretty much, and right to the third baseman.
Yeah, it continues.
Yep.
I have nothing really positive to say about him going forward right now, man.
You need to see something from him, because otherwise, like, can you really go into next year saying like, "Hey, Brian Hayes, you're our third baseman." Like, can you say that right now?
I mean, if he didn't have the contract, there would be certain conversations about possibly non-tendering.
If he didn't have the contract, he's a non-tender candidate. Yep.
That's how bad he's been.
Yeah. Yeah. He needs to show some sort of life down the stretch. Like, you don't even have to do what you did last year, but like show us something down the
You got
stretch.
to at least
here.
get a single every now and then.
I just want to like give me an extra base hit. He's had what, one extra base hit since like July 1st. Like, hit the ball with some authority. He's so athletic, and he hits the ball hard. Just when he hits the ball hard, it's straight into the ground.
Yeah,
he needs a hitting coach, is what he needs.
Yeah,
he needs a hitting coach to like give him some personalized hitting, because whatever he's been getting throughout his entire career essentially hasn't been working outside 2 months last year.
I actually think if this continues for another, I don't know, 2 weeks, and he just continues to be like this, you consider just shutting him down for the year. Why keep building on this with the back issues he has? Let's just shut it down and try again next year.
If the back really is an issue and he's playing through it, yeah, maybe an extended IL stint is something that you need to do. And then what that does is it opens up some time for figuring out what you have with these new guys you just acquired, which apparently they're never going to call these guys up because Alika Williams was called up today with Nick York and Billy Cook just smashing the ball in AAA. So who knows? Who knows what they're going to do? But back to the game. So Triolo homers. Joey Bart also RBI double in the seventh. The seventh inning, the Pirates really poured it on. Like, they took the lead there in the fourth. They added an insurance run in the sixth. But being able to score 3 runs there in the seventh really put this one out of reach. It meant that they were able to give Aroldis Chapman a day off. It meant that they were hopefully able to give David Bednar a day off, but we'll get to that. But Joey Bart, RBI double, scored IKF after his third hit. Joey Bart now with 8 doubles, 2 on the day. He scored 2 runs. His OPS is now 874.
He's been really, really good. He's been everything you could dream of and more. Yeah. Like, of all the negative we've seen this year, Joey Bart has been the one shining star outside of pitching. Feel really, and it doesn't feel fluky either. He's hitting the ball well. Like, he's been serviceable behind the plate. Another good game from him, man. Like,
yeah,
I'm running out of nice things to say about Joey Bart.
Well, I feel like it's consistent too. Like, it's not like he's ridden some like crazy streaks to these numbers. It's not like when we see Jack Sawinski last year, right? And you saw Jack Sawinski's numbers. Like, you look at him over a course of an entire season, it was like Jack Sawinski was pretty good last year, right? But it was because he would go on these crazy streaks for, a week or two at a time. Yeah. What Joey Bart has done is he's just been good the entire year. Like, he hasn't really had a high or a low. He's just consistently been hitting the ball. And I think that's why, like you said, why you think this may not be a fluke, because like, you're not seeing streakiness here. Like, this is who he's been the day since he arrived.
The other nice thing, and it didn't happen today because he hit third, but he's performed pretty well in the cleanup spot as well, which it seems like everyone the Pirates throw there just over 4 with 3 strikeouts immediately. Doesn't matter. It could be over 15 and then all of a sudden over 4 3Ks. He's handled it pretty well there too.
That's a good point. That's been a spot that, yeah, they've been struggling to find somebody to kind of hold it down. Rowdy was there for a while. Brian De La Cruz was there for a couple games when he got acquired. They've put IKF there. Nick Gonzalez was plugged in there for a bit. But yeah, Joey Bart, good performance today out of the leadoff spot. And actually, we can kind of look here. Going into today, in the cleanup spot, a 167 weighted runs created plus for Joey Bart. So yeah, he's taken to that spot, and he's played it pretty well. Not necessarily your prototypical cleanup hitter, but yeah, in 10 games in the leadoff spot, he has 4 homers, 3 doubles, 10 RBIs.
You keep saying the leadoff spot.
Cleanup spot. Cleanup
Joey
spot.
Bart, leadoff hitter.
Let's say he has one plate appearance in the leadoff position, and he walked. That must have been a pinch hit appearance. But yeah, batting cleanup, 4 homers in 10 games, 10 RBIs.
Yeah, it's nice to see because, like I said, everyone they've thrown there has just failed tremendously. Keep dropping the raisins. We're giving away Sammys.
Yeah, we're at 55 entries right now, so get those in. I think we were at 75 yesterday, so we still got a ways to go if we want to tie yesterday. We're on a winning streak, guys. Let's give away some sandwiches there. But yeah, so like that 7th inning, it provided some much needed insurance. It kind of just made the rest of this game like, all right, we can just sit here, chill, and watch a nice, relaxing win. Kyle Nicholas came in, finished off the 6th inning. Dennis Santana came in. He had a really nice relief outing, 2 scoreless, 3 strikeouts, no hits, just pounding the strike zone. Santana going into this, like, first off, he had a hell of a July. I didn't even he gave a 1 earned run in July, but this is now his 4th straight scoreless appearance. Like, he's been the overall numbers for the year don't look great because he's had his share of blowups, but for the most part, when you've put Dennis Santana in the game, he's actually pitched kind of just fine for like a middle reliever.
Yeah, for the most part, he's been quietly solid. It feels like every time we bring this up, though, he blows up immediately after because we were going to talk about him maybe 2 weeks ago, and it was around the Astros series, and I think he blew up. So if he pitches tomorrow, sorry guys.
Yeah, like I said, he will have the occasional blow up. He is prone to that. But he's been good for the most part. So that brings us to the 9th, 7-2 ball game. Pirates put in Domingo Herman, and this dude can't. It's like he's never thrown a baseball before. He gives up a walk, then he hits Mitch Garver. And then he hit Leo Rivas to load the bases. So he faces 3 batters, walk, hit by pitch. He throws 13 pitches. And he gives way then for David Bednar because it's now a save situation in a 7-2 game with the bases loaded. And you would have liked to have just given Bednar the day off. You would have liked to have just coasted to this 7-2 win. But I'm almost kind of happy that they didn't, because this was the best we've seen David Bednar in a long time.
It really was. He looked really good today.
Yeah.
The curveball it seemed like a little bit different shape to it today. Like, had a little more sweep action to it. The splitter looked really good. He did look really good, but back to Herman, get this guy the hell out of here, man. I don't need to see him throw a baseball ever again.
I didn't need to see him throw a baseball in the first place.
I really don't now.
Yeah, and I definitely don't need to now. So, yeah, hopefully. And Ryan Barucki just started a rehab assignment in AAA, so that's good news. You got to imagine he's got to at least show a few outings down there, and figure out, if he's healthy or not. You've got Carmen Majinski, Colin Holderman, both hurt, hoping to get them back soon. So yeah, hopefully we don't need to deal with Domingo Herman too much longer. Because yeah, he was pathetic today. But again, he was so pathetic that it led us to David Bednar. And like I said, this is the best I've seen him in a while. His fastball velocity was up. The curveball you mentioned was moving. It was dancing. The splitter was great. He got 3 swings and misses on 6 swings, 50% whiff rate. Came in with the bases loaded, and he goes pop up, strikeout, strands the bases loaded. Just an outstanding outing from Bednar, his 22nd save of the year. It would be great if they could just get him back.
You have to.
Yeah, I mean, you do have to.
No, he did. He looked really good today. I was also like a little bit glad that he had to be used just to maybe get some of that out of the way. But that's also a tough spot to come into. Bases loaded. It is a 5-run lead, but bases loaded, no outs. The way he's been pitching, that can get ugly really quick. and you're not getting pulled. You're in there for the long haul. And he shut the door quickly.
Yeah. No, he did an outstanding job. It was good. Like I said, it was refreshing to see. We haven't seen him look that good in a long time. He's been just super shaky. So being able to come in there with the bases loaded, nobody out, strand them, that was cool to see. So 7-2 win. Go for the sweep tomorrow. You got anything to add on this one before we give away some sandwiches, though?
Let's just give away some sandwiches. Let's let people enjoy it.
All right. Well, we've got 58 entries. Get those hashtag raise it's in there, just like Lisa here. Hashtag raise it in the comments. We'll give you a couple more seconds to get those in. While you are getting those in, don't forget to like the video, hit the subscribe button. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching us from anywhere else, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you're listening to us on the podcast, you guys rock. We appreciate you. 59 entries. Let's go ahead and give away some sandwiches. Oh, we're up to 60. All right. Who's it going to be? It can't be Doug. I see Doug in here. Rob R.
Rob Rickle.
Congratulations.
We just gave away sandwiches. Rob Rickle.
You are the winner of 2 free Primanti Brothers sandwiches. You know the drill. Contact North Shore 9 on any social media platform, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, whatever it is that you use. Shoot us a DM, or you can email us at northshore9@gmail.com. We'll get those sandwiches out to you. But congratulations, Rob R. Good stuff. All right. Pirates win 7-2. They're 58-64 tomorrow. George Kirby versus Jake Woodford at 1:35. Pirates are going to be going for the sweep. Hey, Jake Woodford's been good.
I was going to make a joke about this, but Jake Woodford's pitched really well.
I would say I don't want anyone else on the mound right now other than Jake Woodford. He's the best we got.
So I'm giving the ball to.
All right, let's get out of here. We'll be talking about a sweep tomorrow after Jake Woodford pitches a no-hitter against the Mariners. So that's all we got. North Shore 9 postgame show brought to you by Primanti Brothers. We'll see you tomorrow. See you guys.
Peace out, Girl Scouts.
Hey, you all. Thank you for watching. I know we try to provide the most entertaining content that we can, and we'd love to spread it to as many people as possible. So I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but if you could take the 5 seconds to like this video and subscribe to the page, it helps out so much more than you know. Thank you, and let's go Bucks.